On the landing at the First Horizon Pavilion. Skate now through February 1st.
We have left the studio this morning to head over to the south side of Chattanooga to talk with Dr. Hogan Whitmire at their brand new location for Chatt Implant Center. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you guys for coming.
I'm thrilled to be here, actually, and I know you're thrilled to have us. You've only been in this new location for about a month, and this is state of the art, Hogan.
It's been awesome. It's been a dream come true. I mean, you know, since I finished dental school and residency, I pretty much started working on this from day one. So this has been, 3 years in the making.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of walk you through what happens when you come through the doors here at Chatt Implant Center. But if you haven't heard of them and you're watching us this morning and you've been dealing with problems with dentures, crowns that you're constantly having to replace, and you're sick of your life being revolving around dentist appointments, that's really where you step in to change people's lives, right? Right.
So a lot of people have been struggling with the dentures. So they've had, teeth that have been removable, and a lot of these patients has been almost their whole life. So, to be able to get them out of those dentures, out of something removable, something that's fixed into place, that doesn't come in and out is really transformative. And then the other type of patient we see is a patient who's been, like I like to call it, stuck in the dental cycle. So they've been doing crowns, root canals, fillings, and nothing's just really working. And so they're kind of at a point where they're hopeless. They're feeling like there's just no way that they'll ever be able to chew and smile like they want to. And so, we're really able to help those people a lot.
You brought us to show and tell.
We did,
so
yes,
to speak.
Yes.
So these are kind of different examples of what the types of implants you put in, or the evolution of how they go in.
Yeah, it's kind of the evolution. It's kind of a good representation and a model of the teeth that you're going to get. So when we're talking about doing the full mouth reconstruction, it has a number of different names that can kind of confuse people. So you've got all on 4, all on 6, all on X, teeth in a day, same day smile. And so we kind of came up with our own name, since there's already so many out there. Why not?
Yeah.
So we call it the Dream Line. And so, the patients that are looking to really start over, that's the route we go with them. So it's a set of teeth that will screw in and anchor to the implant. So you've got the implants that are going into the patient's bone. They're secured. We allow them to heal and fully fuse to the bone. And then once we get to that point, everything's good and they've healed up, then we'll be able to, secure their final set of teeth. And so, this will screw in and it's fixed into place.
So I would really emphasize that fixed into place, because I asked you, these are heavy. The patient does not feel it, but this is meant to last.
It is. And so, patients are concerned, well, am I going to be without teeth, until I heal? And so we always put them into a temporary. So they'll have a temporary set of teeth that basically look exactly like the finals. And so once we get to that point where they're healed, then we go to the final, which, as you mentioned, is heavier, it's sturdier. I mean, it's virtually indestructible.
Yeah.
And so, like you're saying, some patients are concerned about the weight of it, and they don't really notice it at all. No.
Didn't you tell me once when you were in studio with me that you can determine sort of the shade of white you want? If you don't want it to be gleaming, you can make it look more natural?
Right, yes. So that's part of our preoperative appointment. So, before we even get started, we'll sit the patient down, we'll take pictures, we'll take our scans, and we'll go ahead and digitally design their complete smile before we even get started. So we already have the end goal in mind before we even start the surgery. And so, like you're saying, the patients are able to choose which color white. Some patients want it to look more natural. Some are like, if I'm going to spend the money, let's go Hollywood white.
Yeah.
So there's really a good scale of shades and shapes and sizes, and nothing's going to be cookie cutter. We design it specifically for each patient.
I want to make sure I hit a couple of points with you that I think are interesting about you personally, but I do want to talk about the pictures for a second, because we got a tour when we came. One of your employees, Brittany, took us on a tour.
Yes.
And we passed by this room and we all stopped to go get a second look. And I guess it's where you do a lot of your before and after pictures. That's professional grade in there. People are proud when they have that after picture.
Oh yeah. So we've got a full photo set up in there, and that's, like you're talking about, we do the before photos, which really helps us, put everything onto the screen and go ahead and virtually mock up their smile. And then, the best appointment is when they get into their finals and we go in there for one last time and take their final after photos, and we can really see the difference between when they first came in and when they leave with their new smile.
The surgery rooms, it's more than one, I think, that you have here.
Yes.
But people are going to come in, they'll do this. Do they leave pretty soon after the procedure's done? Do they stay a while?
So once we finish the surgery, patients will go home.
Okay.
And so, we always tell patients, within a 24-hour period, you're going to have a new smile. So they'll come in for their surgery, they'll go home and rest, and then come back the next day in the morning, and we'll have a brand new set of teeth that we screw in that totally changes their life.
So here's the personal thing I want to share with people, because I just think that's the interesting part, really, is that you made a decision 3 years ago to sort of hyper-focus on this. You fell in love with this ability to change lives while you were finishing up your residency, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. So the residency I did was just focused on implants, full mouth reconstruction through dental implants, and I didn't even really know that this was possible. I didn't really envision it. I knew that I wanted to own my own practice and do dentistry the way that I wanted to, but I didn't realize it was going to be just focused on implants. And so, it was a bit of a risk, I took a chance on it, but, I believed in myself and staff, and I know that God guided me the whole way through it. So there was really no losing.
And what you like is that when you become an expert in something, that's what you're after. So you can be an expert in this and not spread your talents thin.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's kind of been my motto, from day one, even going back to sports, just focusing on my craft and making sure I master it and not just being just a jack of all trades.
Okay, so let me ask you, for folks who want to call and make an appointment, first of all, should they call? Should they go online? Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter. We like to be as transparent as possible. If you go online, all of our prices and everything we offer is on there. So
FAQs are there, yeah.
Yeah, so we want patients to come in and know exactly what they're getting into, no hidden fees or anything like that. And so we always recommend patients do that, and then just give us a call and we'll get you set up for a free consultation.
Well, the before and after pictures that we've had a chance to see today, it's hard to know which to focus on, the teeth themselves or the look in the patient's eyes, because they're very different. Their joy is very obvious in those after pictures.
It is. It totally changes who they are from a confidence standpoint all the way down to being able to function again with their teeth.
Well, congratulations on the new digs. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Hogan Whitmire, you'll find him over here at Chatt Implant Center now on William Street. Call to make that appointment or go online as well.
I just can't thank you enough for making me a part of this group.
Look, Jed, we've all been there. Just call Medicare Misty.
I'd like to welcome you to the club. Call Medicare Misty for all your Medicare needs.
The city's in a crisis. All bets are off.
So what can we do?
I like to push the boundaries.